Is she
Uh,
taller than me?
no, definitely not.
Okay. You said look up or look down at me.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
I'm
you're
sitting.
sitting, and
Okay.
she looks down at you. Um, and she looks down and says, "Well, best be going. Can't test the patience of these men." And she kind of walks around the table, and she strolls past you and strolls past the other two. Um, once,
What's her I didn't ask this
sorry,
before,
so
but what is her hotness? Should we roll for hotness?
Well, I never
I
rolled for
mean,
this guy's hotness.
yeah.
Look, dude, there's a very high probability that you're gonna meet this girl, end up actually hooking up, stay together for 2 years, then you're gonna go back in time, meet her when she was younger.
Let's just say
What?
don't worry.
Arcor tamed a
Crazy.
dragon, and
Listen,
then the
No, it
dragon
was a
came
very
back.
stop,
similar
stop,
situation.
stop. He knows nothing of this plot.
That's not whatever.
So is how are we doing? Like in D&D, there was a comeliness rating that was like an optional feature that you could roll and it had nothing to do with charisma, just how good you looked. Is
Yeah.
it in this game?
We all rolled that.
Is
Yeah.
No?
charisma how good you look in this game, or is
No.
We
comeliness?
we all
Yeah,
rolled
it's-
hotness except no, yeah, even Arctor did. Me and Arctor were the
Yeah.
same hotness.
We rolled for the 61. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll roll hotness, I guess.
Kaldir is pretty hot, man.
Nice.
Yeah,
Above average.
he's two hotter. He's two hotness points over Arctor.
If I don't want to roll, can I just take
That
the
is-
average roll, like, or
Man,
I'm just afraid of being really ugly. I'd rather
No,
be
that's
just
cool.
normal.
Dude, you don't have to roll it.
yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to.
You don't have to feel
But
no
how-
pressure to roll it.
How
Yeah.
hot am I if I don't roll it? How do we know?
You're a
You
half
just-
dragon.
how do you
so,
describe, man?
Yeah.
You just describe how you look like, and
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
just make your.
I mean, the only effect this has ever had in our game is fucking Soya's character Mitchell is
Having
the most
18
handsome
hotness.
and most intelligent man in
Yeah.
the world. That's the only effect this has ever had on the game,
46.
really.
Why did you roll 46 D1?
D1
Drops
drops
the
the lowest.
Okay.
But no, there's no pressure to actually roll it. For reasons like that.
I'm so sorry. It was the one thing you were so worried about.
Yeah.
That's okay with me.
Oh,
It's not important for him to be hot.
Could totally
In
be
fact,
like
it makes
battle
sense for him
scarred
not
or
to be.
something. You know?
Listen,
Can't-
you can make it so that it's an 8 for most people, but some
Okay.
people really like dragons.
Like half dragon
Anyways,
people, that's like a 16 right there.
What so what is Vera? Did we roll Vera's hotness?
I don't roll my NPC hotness. I just make them up. So she's either a
Yeah.
14, 15, something
okay.
around there. But obviously bad features. So either subtracts or pluses depending on your preferences. Anyways, she kind of walks past the fat man that is like a 7. And you guys exit into the streets. It is now quite dark. Looking up in the sky, the stars are out. There are very few people out on the streets. The streets are lit by some torches and some like stands that have small fires burning. It's not lit up too well, as most sand-elves have low light vision, so they don't need to go too crazy with it, but it doesn't really matter for you. There are very few people out on the streets. You have entered the town square, which was where the barracks is located near. There is no one sitting in the town square on any of the benches. There's no people walking through except for a couple of guards here and there that are on patrol. Um, and you're pretty much right in the middle of the city. She looks back towards you and looks towards the mage and says, "I have one or two others coming tonight. We need to wait for them before we proceed." To which the mage kind of grumbles at this and looks over at his companion for a little bit. Um,
Are we in Karingal or Ishnor?
Ishnor.
Okay.
Ishtar.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'll circle.
So the city's on a river, and that's why it smells like fish.
Yeah.
So it's not directly on the river. There is a creek that runs through it, and actually looking to your left side, you see that there is like kind of a structure built that lets the creek run through the city.
Okay.
And far up ahead, you see that there's some sort of like structures built over it that allow for nets to be cast down and catch fish. Um, the smell isn't too terrible here, but if you do approach that fishery, it gets much stronger. There's also bridges that carry over. So in the town square, which has some like gardens and plants and benches, they're not very well maintained, but I mean it's still there. Maybe when it was originally built, it was nice, but people has kind of stopped giving a fuck. There are some bridges that connect from where the town square is to the other side. And looking at both ways, the houses here, I mean, they're medium in size. Doesn't seem like you're in the slums. A fish wheel. Anyways,
What's the fish wheel?
Fuck, I'm gonna have to find a diagram.
I mean, is it a real thing? That's all I
Yeah,
want to
it's
know.
an actual thing. A lot
Okay.
of Alaskans use it to catch like salmon and stuff.
Okay.
sure they have a fish wheel. I don't fucking know. Uh, with this, we'll just jump really quick and do everyone's encounters real fast. Kaldir, you go into the same alleyway that you were. Sorry. Yeah. So you went like this. I thought you had something to say.
No,
Okay. So
I
you.
do like this when I have something to say.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You go into the same alleyway that you found the other.
I'm taking Leary with me, by the way.
She kind of like, all right, fine, and she comes with you. You leave Feyre and Errol back at the place to guard, correct?
Yeah.
Feyre's a little bummed that she can't come, but yeah. You guys travel through the town, and you approach the same alleyway that you were in before, and you see a couple of figures again sitting at the same kind of boxes that they were at before. There are more now. There are about 9 figures in total. And as you approach, one of the figures approaches you, and you see that it is a middle-aged sand elf. He has a scar across his face, and looking down at his hands, they're the hands of a working man. You notice you don't notice him as being one of the workers at the fishery, but he's definitely seen some heavy labor work in his life. At his hip, you see that he has a long sword as well, and he is wearing this black leather armor. Where he procured it, it's questionable, but he approaches you and he says, You are the new recruit. I did not think that you would bring someone else with you. Who is this?
She's my associate. I guarantee she'll help us out. She's very skilled.
He looks down. She can't be more than 16 years old.
Looks can be very deceiving.
He lives in Brazil. There's random animals that sometimes pollute his house. Anyways.
I heard that.
She or he kind of shrugs and says, "Fine, we need more people anyways. If anything, for cannon fodder." He leads you back to the group, and then he turns around. We, as a group, have a belief that you need to abide by. The guards in this town are corrupt and wrong. They are not of the same blood as ours. They are not true sand elves. If you join the guards, you are an enemy, and you deserve no mercy, no matter who you are, how old you are. what gender you are. It does not matter. When we get to this caravan, we will kill the guards that are there, and we will burn the remains of the caravans. We usually take one captive to bring back for questioning, but they will not receive mercy in the end. The guards are the enemies. They are not true sand elves. This is what you must know if you are to fight with us.
They're just not.
Very well. We must be off then. We will take our positions, and this is the first time that our group is making an appearance on the streets. It's been petty things here and there for the last few months, but this is our first strike. We do not expect there to be a heavy escort with this caravan, as the city hasn't had any violence from its citizens for many, many years. And the mayor and the officer in charge of the military here have grown soft, as they have stolen money from the common folk and used it to bolster their army and their numbers. With this, he begins marching forth. You guys don't take any of the main streets. They seem to have mapped out all the
Dude, I wanna ask for like an extra hood and a mask or something.
Yeah, they provide you with
Oh, good.
stuff that'll cover you.
Suddenly the guy that's like dragging his leg all along is jumping 30 feet in the air.
Yeah. So they lead you through. It doesn't seem like they're taking any of the main roads. They're taking most of the off roads. And you soon arrive at the destination. We'll jump to Titus. Titus, you arrive at the mayor's house, where you don't see the mayor with you. You see, or with everybody, you see. 1 second, please, as I realize my notes are not opened. You see Dale standing in front, and he has his arms crossed. Yeah, Leary is still with Keldir. She was also given a mask, and she looked a little bit disgruntled when he said that you have to kill any guard that you see, but she just followed your lead pretty much. But Dale is waiting there for you, his massive sword on his back, and he looks as you approach and kind of scoffs. Took you long enough. What held you up?
Big dinner. That's all I say.
Really?
Two
You
fish.
haven't even been paid yet.
2 fish this time.
He nods. Well, this job does come with perks. The mayor eats quite happily, and sometimes we get the scraps. It's not much, but it's better than what you can find in this dump. He then like starts walking forth. He's you see wearing chain at this point, or he's wearing plate mail the same as yours that you were outfitted in. I forgot that.
Do
were
we
given
both
that.
have 2 giant swords? Because I have a great sword, right?
Yeah. You
Oh,
both
okay.
have the same sword, pretty much. It's a very shitty compared to what you're used to. Better than most of the guards, but still, from what you're used to, it's very shitty. You walk through the town, and Dale looks over towards you. The barracks have provided us with 6 extra guards as well. Shouldn't be an issue. We've never had any problems with this caravan before. Do you know the contents of it?
I just shake my head now.
Well, it's a black powder that is going down to a icerin, a type of sugar. Kind of looks at you.
I just
How do you
nod.
react to that?
I just nod. I'm playing the dumb person, so I just...
He laughs and says, "Boy, you are dumb. It's definitely not sugar." And then he continues walking forth, and he turns around midway there again. And were you dropped on your head when you were young?
orphan.